Welcome to another beautiful episode of the Femme Squad here on TAF TV. I'm your favorite host for today, the Kosi. In case you join us for the first time and you're wondering what this amazing show is all about, well, let's because Femme Squad is a show that brings to you trending matters, societal issues, real life stories, and of course, gossips are not left out. With me and my beautiful, gorgeous, elegant ladies. On my far right is my own NG. I call her NG baby. So Ngozi, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you.
Welcome to the show. You're looking so amazing.
Wow, thank you so much.
Welcome once again.
My pleasure.
Next to NG is no other person but our own baby face, Sophia. Sophia, how are you doing today?
I'm wonderful.
I can see that you're looking so beautiful.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Alright guys, back to the business of today. We'll be talking about the effect of abuse in marriage/stroke relationship. Yeah, you heard me right. You know, many people are in abusive relationship without even knowing that they are being abused. Also, I'll be using the story of a young lady. Her name is Shamaka, who was murdered by her husband. But before that, we'll be going on a short break, and when we return, we'll do justice to it. Welcome back. I'm still on the story of today. Like I earlier mentioned before we went on that short break, this story is about a young lady whose name is Shamaka, and apparently this lady got married to her husband in 2018, and ever since then she has been experiencing this abuse from the husband. Even friends, family advised her to leave, but she was so adamant in staying in that relationship. Also, she had, even through their marriage, she even underwent the life-threatening matter, which is the BBL, just to look sexually appealing to the husband. She was also blamed for not having a male child. Doctors in the house, you all know that there's no way we ladies can produce the XY chromosome. But what do I know? Anyways, I'll be moving over to my ladies to get their view on it. So, Sophia, I'll be starting with you. What is your view on this story?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that's a very sad story.
Very sad one.
It's really sad. My condolences to her family. And if she has children, it's really sad.
Yeah,
for
she
the
actually
children.
has two
really sad.
ladies, two beautiful girls.
It's really sad for them to look at their father, the man that supposedly took the life of their mother. It's really a hard thing. Growing up is a bad example and everything. But my problem is, for how long do we keep hearing reoccurring stories like that? Just, that was early last year or late last year, I'm not sure of the date, where we heard about Osinachi, the beautiful, talented, young singer. A public figure, actually. We have to put into consciousness that she was a public figure. She died due to abuse by her husband, a man she was supposed to be in love with, that she married with her clear eyes. Let me just use that word, her clear eyes. She see where she go marry him. Let me just use that word. And I wonder, a public figure that had access to a lot of resources where she could get help if she needed. She had all the access. And she's still among those numbers of people that were abused. What happens to commoners? Let me just use that word. Let me call everybody. Let me refer to anyone as not a public figure as a commoner. What happens to other commoners that don't have access to all those things? What happens to them? What do they really go through in their marriages? Well, let me define abuse. Abuse in relationship, that's what I'm looking at. Abuse in relationship occurs if a relationship involves two partners, although relationships can be more than two partners sometimes. If a relationship involves two partners, abuse in relationship is when one partner tries to intimidate the other one. That's just a simple definition. It can either be physically, it can be emotionally, it can be spiritual. Anyway, that other partner tries to use his or her own influence to intimidate the other person because he or she feels that this is a weaker person in our relationship.
Okay. Huh.
And that's really bad. I'm not trying to say that men don't suffer from abuse, but if you notice,
It's more.
75% of abuse cases, especially in this part of the world, is from the women angle.
But why is
And
it so? Why is it so? I
yes,
don't really know why it's so.
we ask
Because
ourselves this question. You see a man is beating you, he drags your hair, he pushes you. Why did you just endure all this thing? Why did you sit down and watch somebody beat you? What kind of, like Osinachi, let me just use her. I like using her because she's a public figure.
Exactly.
She had access to a lot of things. She had money. Let me look at her as a rich person. She had money. If she wanted to stand, be independent, she could do away with that man and be independent.
but you won't wait. You won't blame Osinachi because she is a public figure. One, she's a Christian, not just a Christian, a devoted one. She living. Imagine you. I feel on her own part, the reason why she didn't leave was because of what people will say.
I'm not trying to blame her. I'm trying to know, understand what made her to sit down in that marriage and endure all those things. Whether she thought he would change at a point, because if you notice, most abused people feel their partner would change at a point. Let me just
Yeah.
understand. Because once he abused you, he comes to you and he's like, baby, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. It was not my intention. Or sometimes the man is drunk. If you
That's
notice
true.
a lot of drunk men, when they get
Yeah.
home, they beat up their wives.
At the end
That's
of the day,
wrong.
they'll
That's
They go
wrong.
to their bar, discuss
That's wrong.
about politics, discuss about their wives, whatever. When they get home, they beat up their wife. Maybe they want to have sex with her and she's like, no, you're drunk, you're smelling this drink and I can actually perceive it. I don't want you. They start beating her up. There are a lot of cases like that.
That's true.
It's
That's
true.
true.
Yeah. I totally agree with you.
And young children, they see all these things. They see all those things happening in their parents' marriages.
Of course.
All right, Sophia, thank you for that wonderful opinion. So, moving over to you, Angie. Angie, like Sophia earlier said, she said that she doesn't know why, because even me, I don't know why people still stay in an abusive relationship. So, please, can you tell us why people still stay in an abusive relationship, even though they know that, yes, I'm being abused? Like, what are those signs that one will see and be like, okay, yeah, I'm in an abusive relationship. It's time for me to leave.
Okay. Of course, when a person, when a lady, or when someone is in an abusive relationship, you will
Yeah.
know.
Okay, how?
In the
Because
aspect
a lot
of
of men,
if-
a lot of women are in an abusive relationship. They claim it's love, but
Yeah.
you know clearly that this person doesn't really love you. I don't know whether if these men, women, these are victims of abuse, if there's something that these abusers do to them that they will
Actually,
never
most
believe
of
it.
them,
Actually, there's something about knowing and being abused, and there's something about doing something about the abuse. Sometimes the solution is not always to walk away, sometimes.
Wow. Okay.
I'll come to that.
Okay.
actually, some people, when they're in a relationship, you've seen that he always beats you, he always abuses you with some words, and you're thinking that this person will change. Maybe when we get married, he will change. My dear, once you're in a relationship and you see that your guy is always abusing you, there is nothing you can, a grown up person, there is nothing you can do to change him.
Okay.
Once what that is a kind of, is inborn.
So why
A guy
can't
that
those
always
people
beats.
leave? Why?
Well, I can't really tell. Most of them, they'll be like, he will change. He will change. At the end of the day, you'll become a victim.
Some women are actually not financially independent. So most of them are scared. If I leave this man, what will
How
be
will I
the fate
cope?
of
How
I and
will
my
I-
children? And some
Okay.
people, their parents, when they talk to them, they will still tell them, go back. It's your husband. Anything. Some mothers actually give their daughter
Exactly.
that
Yeah,
lecture.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's
it's true
true.
because
You
I
should
remember.
take
They'll be
anything
like-
because it's your husband.
I remember a friend of mine. She came back from her husband's house because she was being abused by the husband. So the mother was like, you don't have a room here.
Yes.
You don't have a room in my house.
Go
you
back.
should better go back
To your
to your
husband.
husband's house. I don't know why parents are like this. A good parent should be supportive. How can your child cry to you, come back to you, just because, okay, the child came back, told you everything, narrated her own ordeal with the husband, that she has been constantly abused. And you sending her back.
Igbo land, they have this culture that once you get married, they have sold you completely to the man. It's just
That's
you and
some
your
parts,
husband.
though. Some parts.
Some parts.
Yeah.
But there is that culture that we have sold you completely. It's just you and your husband.
Which is wrong. And I feel that
you can't come back home.
I feel that it should be amended, because I don't understand why somebody will come back home, because that's a very valid reason to leave that relationship or marriage. Because you can't abuse someone, then expect the person to come back. Yeah, they said some people always justify their abuse with better for worse. For better for worse, I used to tell people that for better for worse is not actually like when they say for better for worse, what they mean is in sickness, in health, and not when you are being abusive towards your partner.
When the marriage is a threat to your life.
Exactly. And you see, a lot of people are being abused and
they don't
giving their lives in it. Imagine they said the records they have over thousands of records of abuse, domestic abuse in Lagos. So where are we going?
But let's take this into notes that
Okay.
it's not only women that go through abuse. Men also go through abuse. So women actually emotionally abuse their partners.
Yeah, I think I can agree with you
Like
on
in
that.
a family where the man is not providing, maybe his financial means is kind of short.
Exactly. Yeah.
Some words the wife tells her husband.
Look
That's
at you.
true.
You can also
It's true.
abuse people with your words. It can
That's true.
affect their self-esteem
It's
too.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
think
another form of abuse, that emotional part.
which is very wrong.
And it's very wrong.
It's very, very wrong. I don't know. We women should know how to, no matter what you are doing to your husband, no matter what you are saying, try not to disrespect a man just because he is not
He's not
financially
financially stable.
buoyant. It's wrong. It's totally wrong. Because that's why you hear this case, some cases of I was with him when he doesn't
When he
have
has
anything.
nothing.
You've been there,
but how were you when
exactly
you
how
When
well
still
how
with
well
you
did
at
you
that
treat
point?
him? Which is wrong. You understand? So NG, thank you for that wonderful opinion. So we'll be going on a short break, and when we return, we continue.
Hello and welcome to another amazing episode of Femme Exclusive. I remain your host, Natasha Brown.
And until we change the narrative with what we are introducing, a lot of us are going to continue to stay part of a movement.
So, talking about drums, we have the conga, we have other drums that are just portable, that can be movable.
Her purpose, she needs to find her purpose in life. Because if you don't find your purpose, you'll never really be satisfied in marriage.
I started impacting in the life of my people way before my venture into politics.
Expensive drinks, you have to invite good customers, the rich people, in fact.
Not for the poor. Mr. Yiba Coco. This is Tab Exclusive. You know you want to stay tuned to Tab TV if you want more of such amazing discussions coming up right on your screens.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Sophia, I will be asking you. So, in this abuse, what are we to look out for? What are people to look out for when they want to date? Because a lot of young women, all they will know is as long as this person is financially buoyant, they don't care about anything. Most of them is pizza. Most of them is as long as you are giving me that money. Because I know a lady who was like, that as long as the boyfriend is taking care of her, she can never go. Imagine a lady who's before the guy have access to her body, the guy has to beat her. That's sexual abuse. And this type of thing, imagine, because I remember when I was in university, there's one lady in our lodge. Every day, she and her husband and her boyfriend, they're always fighting. You understand? And the way this guy treats this lady, yeah, the guy takes her out, buy her expensive wigs and all that, iPhone. Then it was iPhone 11 that came out then. She was using this expensive iPhone, but this lady was suffering in silence. She was crying in silence. And if you try to advise her, she feels that that
Yeah,
I'm
try
jealous of her and all that. How
That's-
can you be staying with an abusive boyfriend
She's
and you
being
still feel
blinded by
that
the material
material things?
she's getting.
So what are we to look out for us to know that, okay, yeah, this person is actually abusive towards us
What are the things what would you see
in
an
dating?
in
Because
an
he's
abusive
dating, excuse,
person?
because he's in dating,
guys
when
are
you
still
are
courting.
dating or courtship, that's when you start seeing those red flags.
Yeah.
It's just that most of us neglect it because we are clouded with what we are seeing, the material things we are gaining and all that. So what are those things that we have to look out for that we know, okay, yes, this person, I can't marry this person.
Okay, this question I would like to personalize it.
Okay?
What do I look out for in a guy? Let me talk about myself now. What do I look out? What do I see in a guy and I'm like, no, this guy is a no-no to me. Well, I look out for the way he talks, not necessary to me, the way he talks to others around
very,
him.
very important.
If we go out, the way he addresses the waitress, I look out for it. The way he calls them is a sign to show this guy is a rude person. This guy can be abusive in a way. Okay, let me just share a story, a personal story. There's this guy I met him on the road actually. We exchanged number and everything. So I liked him somehow. He
It
invited
seems like he's cute, tall, handsome,
he was.
fair, right?
He wasn't fair. He was dark.
okay.
He invited me out for a date. I went out with him. We discussed and everything. So I was just like, okay, he seems responsible. He seems cool. Everything through our discussion. Then when I got home, he called me that night. I didn't pick up my phone. I was not close to my phone. I missed the call, and then I did not check for the missed call I got. So I didn't return the call. He called me the next morning.
Okay.
And once I just picked up the call, and the first thing he was like, he started shouting, "Where do you keep your phone? Why do you keep calling? Why will I be calling you? What's the meaning of that? I don't think this rubbish." He was
my
just
God.
screaming at me, saying all sorts of things.
For the
And
first
you're like,
time.
For the
like,
first time,
what's
somebody I
happening?
just met.
We're not even
No,
in a
you've
you've not
relationship.
even agreed
You're
or
not even
even.
in a
And the
relationship.
funniest part is that he didn't even let me explain myself.
Yeah.
That was the most. That was what I said. No.
It's
He didn't
a
even
red
let
flag.
me explain myself. He didn't let me say I was not close to my phone. My phone was on silent. He just kept shouting. I was on that call for like 10 minutes. This guy was shouting. He just kept shouting.
Wow.
I was the one telling him, calm down. He said, calm down. He said, no, don't tell me to calm down. Nobody tells me to calm down.
Wow.
And you know the funniest part, when I
Sweet.
met him the day before, he was very quiet. He was composed.
Exactly.
Okay.
When I met him the first day, he was very
The
quiet.
second day,
he was
he
composed.
became tiger.
The third day, I saw that part of him.
Okay.
Imagine.
One of him, I had never provoked him, and I always had to meet him in a very composed manner. And we got married. What would be my future?
Oh, be your fate. Seriously, that means it's
When
better.
you're in a relationship, you try to have discussions with your spouse. You try to discuss with the person. Hear what he says. Just bring out things. Just bring out talks. Hear his opinion towards things. You know the kind of person he is. You can
That's
ask him
true.
the question. What if we get married and we have 2 girls? We have 4 girls, 5 girls, no boy. What will you do? He gets his response. You know this kind of
that
person.
person.
This would be an
I
issue.
remember this actually reminds me of something. My cousin sister then, before she got married now, she actually had someone that was coming for her. And this guy, he saw this from all this royal family. Yeah. So my sister was like, I was like, the guy even proposed with a diamond ring. So, you know, people were like me then. I was like, sis, agree now. Agree or do something. She was like, no, that this guy, if she should get married to this guy, and eventually she doesn't give birth to a male child, that's definitely one way or the other, that this guy will divorce her or maybe get a second wife. And she doesn't want that stress. She didn't get married to the guy. She actually got married to another person. And as God will have it, she gave birth to 5 kids, and they are ladies, they are girls.
No boy.
No boy. If you see these girls, beautiful ladies, girls, and they are doing very well. Even the husband loves her the husband is not even the person. He was not even pressuring her to give birth and all
that
that.
still have that mentality. No boy in this marriage, I would disturb
My
you.
sister, my
Everyone
cousin
are
sister is
mostly
enjoying
fights with
90% of
sister
men,
is
they
enjoying
always want
his
male child.
marriage, because I was like, how was he able to? How was she able to know that she won't be able to give birth to a
Male
child?
child.
Like, I mean, till now, it's still a mystery to me.
No, it's not like she knew, because
Yeah.
that was with a different person that brought out the chromosomes. That was with a different man, as you earlier pointed out.
Exactly.
The thing is that she saw a problem and she avoided it.
And now she's
Because
enjoying her
this
marriage
girl issue
with
something-
her beautiful
This girl
girls.
child something is actually an issue. Some
Very
men are ready to
big.
quarrel
Especially in
with their
Igbo
wife
land.
every
Of course,
day.
Igbo land.
of
Every
course.
day.
Igbo land.
They'll be
Fight
like,
with her.
if you don't give me a male child,
You're leaving
then
this house.
you're leaving this house. I'll get married to another woman.
This thing
Like,
actually
that's
reminded
an
me of
emotional
somebody. Someone was
abuse.
telling me. Someone was
Why would
telling
you
me
be
in
in a
terms
marriage
of this
and
thing.
not
Someone was
secure?
telling me that her neighbor, the man got married to the first wife.
Okay.
The woman gave birth to girls. Second child. Okay, second
Second
one.
wife.
A second wife. He had to get married to the second one. 3 girls.
Okay.
And now people are like, then go and get married to the third one, because you are the one that's meant to
Of
produce
course,
that
he's the
XY
one. He's
chromosome.
all the forces
It's not
from him.
possible. It's not possible for the lady to be able to produce it. I don't know why men
But
don't
you know, the
understand
men,
this.
they don't usually agree that the fault is from them. They are always laying all everything
Because
on the
it's the woman
women.
that
That,
bears the
yeah, they
child.
always say that you're supposed to give me a male child, not knowing that without them giving the woman the XY chromosome, they can't give birth to a male child.
So, NJ, what is your advice to people in an abusive relationship?
Well, my advice is that once you notice that this person always abuse you, you just leave. Whether you're married, whether you are married or you are still courting,
Okay.
you notice that this guy is always abusing me in one way or the other, emotionally, in any aspect. The best thing for you to do is just to quit. Quitting is the best thing.
Okay.
Because if not, without you quitting, you might say, okay, he will change. Maybe when we get married, he will change. At the end of the day, maybe in the marriage, you might turn to victim. Like the way we have been hearing about women that are being abused and being killed on the process. So the best advice I have to give is for you to quit.
But some ladies, they walk away and this man never leaves them. They find them wherever they are.
They are stalkers. Seriously.
There are some
Those
cases
ones-
like that.
It's possible. It's possible. So, Sophia, what's your advice to people in an abusive relationship?
Well, my advice to people that have identified they are in an abusive relationship and they have talked to the man, because sometimes maybe if the other partner can say, I don't like what you're doing. If it's an emotional abuse, I don't like the way you speak to me. If it's a physical abuse, I don't like the way you hit me.
Okay. So you should
If you
tell
have
the man.
called that partner out and tell them this thing you're doing is not right, it's really affecting me.
Okay, what if you've called him or her out on different occasions and the person still don't change?
Yes, when you see the person is not ready to change, this is not a call for you to wait for the rest of your life for him to change. But once you have all those conversations with people, you notice when the person is remorseful, and when he's able to identify what he's doing is a problem, and when he's about to change. Some people can also go through therapy section.
Exactly.
Because sometimes this abuse can come from a kind of psychological things. Because I noticed that some people that normally bully people are people that have low self-esteem.
Exactly.
If you notice it, they are normally the bullies. They don't feel comfortable.
Psychologically tested.
Like a man
exactly.
that some men, when their wife is working, their wife is independent, and maybe she's earning more than them. And when they have all these abusive tendencies, they can start using it on the woman, start getting angry, start hitting her because of that issue.
It's true. It's true. That's true. Okay, Sophia, thank you so much for your wonderful advice. All right, viewers, thank you for staying with us. We really appreciate. Without you, there's no us. So thank you so much. But before I draw the curtain for today's episode, I'd like to give a little advice, because my ladies here has said it all, but I would like to give advice, a little advice to my viewers out there. Please and please, if you notice that your partner is abusive towards you, do well and leave. Do well to live, please. Don't stay and be saying that the person will change and all that. They won't change. A person can only change if they have the willingness to change. Not when after doing it and they'll still go over it and over it. Don't give your life just because the person will change. Don't give your life because you're in a relationship or marriage. Try to live, try to get help. Family, friends, the people you trust. Also, parents, do well to check on your kids. These kids, we are going through a whole lot. And also, do well to set a good example to your kids and create a conducive environment for your kids to be able to tell you everything and anything that is bothering them. To our parents out there, please do well to create a conducive environment to be able to interact with your kids so that they'll be able to tell you everything that is bothering them. Because most of these kids are going through a lot, but they cannot open up because they've seen that you are very strict. Do well to please help them. Also, to our dear mothers, once your daughter comes home from her husband's house with a complaint that she's been abused in her husband's house, please do well to listen to her. Do well to support her financially, emotionally, because this victims of abuse, the long term, the long effect it has is really, really hard, and it can only be healed by the grace of God or with therapists. Thank you so much for staying with us. Please do not forget to follow us on all our social media handle. On Facebook, we are TAF TV. On YouTube, we are TAF TV. On Instagram, we are TAF TV_NG. On TikTok, we are TAF TV. On Twitter, we are TAF TV_NG. Thank you so much. See you in our next episode. Bye-bye.